The room was filled with light, music, and polite laughter. But something felt off from the very first moment Aaron Blake stepped inside. Gold ribbons hung from the ceiling, spelling out 20 years of love. White candles lined every table. Friends and family smiled, clapped, and hugged as if this night were perfect. It was supposed to be. A 20th wedding anniversary was not small. It was proof. Proof that two people had chosen each other again and again. But Aaron felt like he was walking into a play where he had forgotten his lines. He adjusted his jacket and scanned the room. Everything looked expensive. Too expensive. The restaurant overlooked the river, the kind of place you booked months in advance. Soft piano music floated through the air. The staff moved quietly, trained, to disappear. Then he saw her. Claire, his wife of 20 years, stood near the center of the room, laughing with a group of guests. She wore a deep blue dress that hugged her waist and fell smoothly to her knees. Her hair was styled carefully, every strand in place. She looked beautiful. She always did. Yet Aaron noticed what others didn't. Her laughter ended too quickly. Her hand tightened around her glass. And when her eyes moved across the room and landed on him, they slid away almost at once. She used to look for him first. Aaron walked toward her, greeting people along the way. Old friends, cousins, coworkers. Everyone said the same thing. "You're a lucky man. 20 years? That's rare. You two are an example." Aaron smiled, nodded, said thank you. His face knew what to do, even if his heart didn't. When he reached Claire, she kissed his cheek. The kiss was light, polite, like a habit done in a hurry. "Happy anniversary," she said. "You too," Aaron replied. She handed him a glass, red wine. Or at least it looked like wine. For the toast, she added quickly. Aaron took it, but something stopped him from lifting it right away. The smell was wrong. Not sour, not sweet. Sharp. Almost metallic. He glanced at Claire. She was already turning away, calling someone's name across the room. Aaron's mind began to move faster. For months, things had been strange. Claire stayed late at work more often. She guarded her phone like it was a secret diary. She had started wearing perfume again, but not the kind Aaron liked. When he asked, she said it was for herself. Last week, he had woken up in the night and found her missing from the bed. She had been in the kitchen, whispering on the phone. When she saw him, she jumped and ended the call too fast. "It's nothing," she said. "Go back to sleep." But it had not felt like nothing. The band stopped playing. Someone tapped a glass. The room quieted. "Let's gather for the toast." A friend called out. People raised their glasses. Claire returned to Aaron's side, smiling again. A practiced smile. Aaron lifted his glass slightly. The smell rose again, stronger now that it was closer to his face. His chest tightened. He remembered something from years ago. A story on the news. A woman who tried to drug her husband to make him sick so she could leave without a fight. It sounded crazy then. Impossible. Now, standing beside Claire, it didn't feel impossible at all. The friend began to speak about love, about time, about patience and partnership. People laughed at the jokes, wiped tears. Aaron barely heard a word. He watched Claire from the corner of his eye. Her hand shook. Just a little. Her eyes flicked toward his glass, then away. That was when he knew Aaron did not panic. He did not shout. Something cold and clear settled inside him instead. When the speaker paused to take a breath, Claire leaned closer to Aaron. "Drink," she whispered. "Everyone's watching." Aaron nodded. He lowered his glass for a moment, pretending to adjust his grip. At the same time, Claire turned to wave at someone across the room. Just for a second. That was all he needed. Aaron switched the glasses. The movement was smooth, natural. Years of shared dinners had trained their bodies to move around each other without thought. No one noticed. No one ever did. The toast continued. To Aaron and Claire, the speaker said. May the next 20 years be even better than the first. Cheers, the room replied. Glasses clinked, smiles widened. Claire lifted her glass and drank. Aaron didn't move. He watched as she swallowed once, then again. He watched her throat work, watched her blink. For a moment nothing happened. Then her smile faltered. Claire froze, just slightly. Her eyes widened. Not enough for anyone else to notice, but enough for Aaron. She swallowed hard and laughed, too loudly. Oh, wow, she said. That went down fast. She set the glass down quickly. Aaron felt his heart pounding, but his face stayed calm. He placed his untouched glass on the table beside him. The band started playing again. People relaxed. Conversations resumed. Claire pressed a hand to her stomach. She leaned closer to Aaron. I don't feel well, she whispered. Maybe you should sit, he said gently. She nodded, grateful. For the suggestion, they moved to a nearby table. Claire sat down, her movements stiff. Her skin looked pale under the soft lights. Did you eat today? Aaron asked. She shook her head. Too busy, she said. A waiter passed by. Aaron caught his attention. Could we get some water, please? Aaron asked. Of course. Claire looked at him, confused for a moment, then relieved. Thank you, she said. Aaron nodded, his jaw tight. Round them, the party continued. Laughter rose and fell. Someone danced. Someone spilled a drink and laughed about it. Life went on, unaware. Claire took a sip of water. Her hands were shaking now. Aaron, she said softly, I think I need some air. I'll walk with you, he said. They stood. Claire swayed slightly, and Aaron steadied her with a hand on her arm. The touch felt strange, distant. They stepped outside onto the balcony overlooking the river. Cool air brushed their faces. The city lights reflected on the water below, broken and moving. Claire leaned against the railing. I think the wine was bad, she said. It tasted wrong. Aaron looked at her. So did mine, he replied. She turned to him sharply. What? He held her gaze. Long enough for the truth to start rising between them. I didn't drink it, he said. The color drained from her face. For a second, she looked like she might speak. Then her mouth closed. Her eyes dropped to the ground. The silence was loud. Inside, someone called their names for photos. Claire laughed weakly. You're imagining things. I'm just tired. She pushed herself upright, but her legs wobbled. Aaron stepped closer. Claire, he said quietly, what did you put? In that glass, her breath caught. I know what you mean, she said. Too fast. Aaron did not raise his voice. He did not accuse. He simply waited. Her shoulders slumped. I didn't want to hurt you, she whispered. I just needed tonight to end. Aaron felt something crack inside his chest. Not loudly, not all, at once. Just a long, slow break. And how? He asked. Claire didn't answer. Her eyes filled with tears she didn't let fall. From inside the restaurant, applause burst out again. Someone shouted for them to come back. Claire wiped her face quickly. Please, she said. Not here. Not now. Aaron looked at her. At the woman he had built a life with. At the stranger she had become. Then when? He asked. Before she could answer, Claire bent forward suddenly, gripping the railing as nausea hit her hard. Aaron placed a steady hand on her back, his face unreadable. And as the river lights blurred below them, Aaron knew this night was only beginning. She tried to smile for the photos, tried to stand straight while guests gathered around, but her body betrayed her. Sweat formed at her hairline. Her hands shook so badly she had to hide them behind her back. When the camera flashed, her eyes looked dull, unfocused. Aaron stayed beside her, steady and calm, as if this were just another problem to manage. He guided her through the room, thanked people, accepted hugs meant for both of them. No one noticed how carefully he watched her. Breathing by the time dinner was served, Claire could barely sit upright. I really don't feel well, she whispered. Something's wrong. Aaron nodded. We should leave. She hesitated. The guests, they'll understand. That was the first true thing she had heard from him all night. Outside, the cool air did nothing to help. Claire bent over, near the entrance, gagging. Aaron flagged down a staff member and asked for help. Within minutes, a manager appeared, then a nurse who happened to be dining nearby. Quiet voices. No scene. An ambulance was called without sirens. Claire looked at Aaron from the stretcher, fear finally breaking through her control. I didn't mean for this, she said. I swear. Aaron said nothing at the hospital. Time moved strangely. Bright lights, clean smells, sheens that beeped without emotion. Claire was taken behind a curtain. Aaron was asked to wait. He sat alone in a plastic chair, hands clasped, staring at the floor. 20 years replayed in his mind like fast clips. Their first apartment, cheap furniture. Late nights talking about dreams. The way Claire used to laugh without holding back. The way she used to reach for his hand in public when had that stopped. A doctor came out and spoke softly. She'll be fine. Mild poisoning. Aaron nodded. Thank you. The doctor hesitated. Do you know what she took? Aaron met his eyes. I have an idea. The doctor didn't push. Claire was allowed to rest in a private room. Aaron went in after an hour. She lay pale against white sheets, eyes closed. For dripping steadily beside her when she heard him. She opened her eyes. You're still here, she said. I'm your husband. Aaron replied. Her lips trembled. I thought you'd leave. I will, he said. Just not like this. Tears slid down her temples into her hair. They were quiet for a long moment. I didn't want to be the bad one, Claire said finally. I didn't want to be the woman who walked away after 20 years. So you chose this? Aaron asked. She turned her face toward the wall. I panicked. He stepped closer to the bed. Who is he? Her body stiffened. You don't have to protect him, Aaron said. I already know enough. She swallowed. His name is Lucas. Aaron felt the name land heavy in his chest. Stranger with a name that made it real. How long? He asked. 8 months, she whispered. 8 months. Nearly a year of lies, late nights, secrets hidden behind smiles. Does he know? Aaron asked. Yes. About tonight. She nodded slowly. He was supposed to meet me after. I told him I'd be free. Aaron let out a breath that sounded like a laugh but wasn't. So that was the plan, he said. Make me sick. Leave quietly. Start over. Claire covered her face with her hands. I never meant to hurt you. Aaron's voice hardened. You meant to erase me? Her shoulders shook as she cried. I was lonely, she said. You were always there, but it felt like you weren't. Aaron stared at her. I was building a life with you. I know, she said. That's what made it worse. The words cut deeper than anger ever could. Aaron turned away, needing space. He looked out the window at the dark city below. Cars moved, people lived. Somewhere life went on without them. I switched the glasses, he said quietly. Claire looked up. What? I knew something was wrong, he continued. So I switched them. Her eyes widened with fear and shame. You could have died, she said. No, Aaron replied. You made sure I wouldn't. The truth of that hung between them. I didn't want death, she whispered. Just an ending. Aaron nodded. You got one. She reached for his hand, but he stepped back. Don't, he said. Not now. Silence filled the room again. A phone buzzed on the side table. Claire flinched. Aaron looked at it. Screen lit up with a name. Lucas. He picked up the phone. Claire sat up suddenly. Aaron, please, he answered before she could stop him. Hello, Aaron said calmly. There was a pause. Then a man's voice. Is this Claire? No, Aaron replied. This is her husband. Silence stretched. I think you should know, Aaron continued, that she won't be meeting you tonight. Another pause. A breath. What happened? The man asked. She tried to drug me, Aaron said. Drank it herself. The line went dead. Aaron placed the phone back down and walked toward the door. "That's it?" Claire asked. "You're just leaving?" "Yes." She began to cry again. Harder now. "I ruined everything." Aaron stopped at the door. He turned once more. "No," he said. "You showed me the truth." "There's a difference." He left. The room. Outside, dawn was breaking. The sky lightened slowly, like a wound learning how to heal. Aaron stood in the hospital parking lot and breathed deeply for the first time in hours. He did not go home. He checked into a small hotel nearby and slept without dreaming. When he woke, his phone was full of messages. Friends asking where they were, family worried. Claire had called 6 times. He answered none of them. Later that day, he met with a lawyer. The words felt strange in his mouth, but necessary. The lawyer listened carefully, nodded, asked questions. "That drink," the lawyer said, "changes things." Aaron understood. By evening, Aaron returned to the house they shared. He packed a bag, just essentials, clothes, documents, a framed photo of his parents. He left the wedding album untouched. Claire came home late that night. She found the house half empty and silent. Aaron stood by the door. "I'm staying elsewhere," he said. "For how long?" she asked, her voice small. "Forever," he replied. She reached for him one last time. "I'm sorry, I know," Aaron said. "But sorry doesn't rebuild trust." He left without another word. As he drove away, grief followed him, heavy and sharp. But beneath it, something else stirred. Relief, clarity. The marriage was over, and for the first time in a long while, Aaron felt awake. Aaron's new life did not begin with relief, began with quiet. The small apartment he rented overlooked a narrow street. Not the river, not the lights. The walls were white. The furniture was borrowed and plain. At night, the only sound was traffic and the hum of a refrigerator that worked too hard. Still, the silence felt honest. No locked phones, no forced smiles, no wondering where the truth had gone. The divorce moved fast. Claire did not fight it. Maybe she was tired. Maybe shame had finally caught up with her. She signed the papers. Without drama, she did not ask for much. She did not ask for him back. Aaron noticed that more than anything else. The house sold quickly. Friends chose sides quietly. Some stopped calling. Others reached out too late. Aaron did not blame them. People were afraid of broken stories. They liked endings that made sense. His days settled into a rhythm. Work, gym, sleep, simple meals, long walks. He learned how grief came in waves, not all at once. Some mornings, he felt strong. Other nights, the weight returned without warning. One evening, while unpacking a box, Aaron found an old letter Claire had written during their first year of marriage. It spoke of hope, of forever, of trust. He read it once, then burned it in the sink. Not in anger, just acceptance. Weeks passed. One night, Aaron received an email from Lucas. It was short, apologetic, careful. "I didn't know she would do that. I didn't know she was married at first. I ended it. I hope you're okay." Aaron read it once, then deleted it. No reply. Some things did not deserve answers. The real change came slowly. It started with a cafe near his office, a small place with chipped mugs and soft music. He went there often, mostly to avoid going home too early. One rainy afternoon, the only empty seat was across from a woman reading a book with a cracked spine. "Is this taken?" Aaron asked. She looked up and smiled. No, her name was Alina. She did not ask many questions. She did not talk too much. They spoke about the weather, books, work. Simple things. When the rain stopped, she stood, waved goodbye, and left without asking for his number. Aaron watched her go and felt something warm instead of sad. They met again a week later. Then again, over time, the conversations deepened, not rushed, not forced. She told him about her failed engagement years ago. He told her about the divorce, but not the drink. Not yet. She listened without trying to fix him. That mattered. Months passed. The season changed. Aaron stopped waking up with heaviness in his chest. He laughed more. He cooked real meals again. He bought a plant and kept it alive. One afternoon, Claire called. He hesitated before answering. "I just wanted to let you know," she said, her voice calm but distant. "I'm moving to another city." "That's good," Aaron replied. "I hope you're happy," she said. "I am learning how to be," he answered. There was a pause. "I'm truly sorry." "I know," Aaron said again. They said goodbye. This time it felt final. That night, Aaron told Alina everything. The anniversary, the glass, the switch, the hospital, the truth. She listened quietly, eyes steady. "That must have been terrifying," she said. "It was," Aaron replied. She reached across the table and took his hand. "Not tight, not desperate, just there. You didn't become cruel," she said. "You became free." The words stayed. With him, love, Aaron learned, did not need drama to be real. It needed space. It needed honesty. It needed two people willing to stay awake. One evening, months later, Aaron stood on his balcony, city lights blinking softly below. Alina stood beside him, her head resting against his shoulder. They shared a glass of wine. No fear, no tests. "Happy anniversary," she said gently. "Teasing of what?" he asked. "Of survival," she replied. Aaron smiled. He thought of the man he had been that night long ago. It's the man holding a glass that could have ended everything. It's the man who chose awareness instead of denial. Revenge, he realized, was never about pain. It was about truth, about walking away with dignity intact, about choosing life when betrayal tried to poison it. Aaron raised his glass. "Two beginnings," he said. Lena clinked hers against his. And for the first time in a long time, the future tasted clean.